Hey good buddies, what's up and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Review. I am your good buddy Roger.
And I am your good buddy Brandon. And Roger,
Yeah.
you got a lot of energy for someone who's a little bit sick.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm a little bit sick. I would say
You're gooey. You got the goo.
I would say I'm a little sleepy, a little gooey, you know?
Aw. This is a hell of a time to be a good buddy.
I refuse to get sick.
Yeah, because like I was sick a couple weeks ago.
I'm
you're
denying it.
You're not sick. You're
I'm
just gooey. But yeah, we are here. We are back again. Once again, here we go. Your good buddies are here to talk about another show that, real quick, if you are like me and happened to listen to the podcast, maybe last week you looked in your app and said, "Oh, the Dr. Stone review." No, it wasn't.
Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie daisy. We put the wrong name on there, but this week we are actually reviewing Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fun.
I was just doing my normal cutting and paste or whatever, and I accidentally paste Dr. Stone up there instead of...
Whoops.
Yeah, but it is what it is, and I fixed it promptly as soon as Brandon pointed it out to me.
It still says that on my podcast app.
Oh,
that's
really?
Okay. Yeah, I think it's just because I got it before that and it didn't update it. But whatever, man. Point is, we're talking about Dr. Stone this week. A really cool anime that you can find streaming on Crunchyroll. We watched on a Verve. Is it also Funimation? Funimation dubbed or?
Dubbed.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty cool show. We're going to talk about. We're going to break it on down. And Roger, what we're going to do is tell our good buddies if we, their good buddies, think they should check it out. And Roger, if this show was straight up garbage, what would you call that?
I would call it an and maybe not.
Well, if it was not great, but not the worst.
Anime.
It was pretty average. It was fine.
Hey, it's an anime maybe.
Well, it is actually pretty good though, Roger.
And most definitely.
But if it was amazing, Roger, if it was so good,
my guy would be animazing.
it would be amazing. And the way we're gonna get there is we have a few categories we're gonna grade this bad boy on. 5 different categories, 2 stars each for a possible 10 stars. That's how math works. Roger, what's that first category?
The story and setting.
What's that second one, Roger?
The characters in development.
Number 3.
The art and animation.
Number 4,
The
please.
soundtrack.
And finally, that Good Buddies Wiggle Room, that 5th category, that je ne sais quoi. Roger, what does that mean?
I do not know what.
I don't know what. But that's how we're going to do it. We're going to go get on into it right now. No more delaying. Let us tell you about the Stony Boy.
Yeah.
And let me start you off with a quick pitch. So basically what we've got here is a show that combines elements from several different genres.
Yeah.
Dr. Stone is essentially a tale of survival and the power of science.
You telling me this is about Bill Nye the anime guy?
It's Bill Nye the anime guy. And he's got real dumb hair. We'll talk about that later. I know you like it. But yeah, this is basically what you take when you take a shonen formula, mix in a little bit of a hobby show, and just a dash of isekai, I would say. Because they end up in what is not another world, but is vastly different from their own that they're used to. But let's hit the story and setting and tell them a little about it, if I may.
Go ahead.
Earth, present day. A young man, Taiju, he hopes to finally confess his feelings to the girl he's always loved, Yuzuriha. And he, just as he does so beneath the shade of a soothing camphor tree, a weird green light sweeps the planet and turns everyone into freaking rocks.
Yep.
Cut to 3,700 years later, and he wakes up. Minor spoilers for the first couple episodes. We'll just say that now. We usually do. But basically, our boy wakes up and finds that his best friend, Senku, who is a science mastermind, has already woken up and was instrumental in Taiju waking back up. And now together, he hopes that they can cure this stone disease, whatever it was, and return the world to its former glory. Basically going from Neolithic era straight up to modern day and beyond is the plan. But how in a world of stone? Why, with the power of science, of course. And there you go.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, right?
That's it, dude. You freaking nailed it.
But yeah, it's a pretty interesting show. Here's one thing. I know what you might be thinking. Well, how do they know it was 3,700 years? Well, what you don't know is that Senku's a freaking genius and he counted seconds. He was conscious in this stone body, and he counted the seconds.
Yep.
What? This show's bonkers, bro. But yeah, and I'll say this right now. I'll talk about it a little bit more, maybe in the ramble. Senku is a really interesting character. He's absolutely brilliant. We'll get to this in character
he's
development.
very eccentric.
But I do want to say, he's also incredibly lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
10 billion%.
10 billion%. God, the stuff he says sometimes. But yeah, pretty rad show. Setting-wise, we're basically in future Earth.
Yeah, future Earth, which is very much like...
future Earth without any people here to mess with it. So let's say that. 3,700 years of no people to build buildings, chop down trees, do anything.
Yeah.
And this is where you end up. It's basically a big jungle all around.
Yep, nature has reclaimed everything.
Rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Anything else to say? You want to move on to characters in development?
I mean, clearly there's going to be more in with this story.
Yes, we can't. We don't want to get into too much detail.
I mean, there's going to be conflict and stuff happening, and then Senku is going to be trying to build something that he calls the Kingdom of Science.
Yeah.
Which I guess the second 2/3 really focuses on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really fun show.
It is. It's very fun.
I quite enjoyed it. The quirky science stuff. It all adds up. I mean, you can go look online. Multiple people have been like, "Yeah, this is how it works. This is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's informative. It's educational. In this really like God, I can't think of the word that I want for the setting or whatever. The
Stone Age.
Yeah, it's not Stone Age though. It's very
Neolithic.
Yeah, Neolithic maybe. I don't think that's the word that I'm looking for, but oh well, it doesn't matter.
Primordial.
Yes.
There you go.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
That's my word that I was looking for.
Nice, dude. Well, let's talk about Senku a little more in detail.
Yeah, let's get those characters in development.
He's a science whiz.
Bill Nye the Anime Guy.
Bill Nye the Anime Guy. I wrote down here, as a high school As a high school student, he appears to have mastered everything from chemistry to engineering to biology and everything otherwise. One thing I would say about him, you said he's eccentric. I would say he is maybe a little condescending. I don't know if that's the right word, but he definitely he very often has this kind of know-it-all smirk and this laugh. Like someone Taiji will say something to him. He's like, "Not dummy. This is how it works." It's
Pompous,
he doesn't
maybe
pompous. Yeah, he doesn't really call him a dummy, but he does explain. No, I'm smarter than you. Here's how it is. And it's not there's not really any malice behind it. He's just kind of annoying with it. I would say
it's generally he accepts that most people like his buddy is much stronger than he is. Mm-hmm. He's physically way more helpful. Since Senku knows what he's strong at, but he also knows what other people are strong with.
Yes.
Where they are better than him. And
one thing I'll say is I was kind of annoyed at first with this guy because he was such a know-it-all, but you do see him he's like, this is how this works. I know how to fix this thing, and trying to do it and something goes wrong. And he's like, okay, this is why that went wrong. Let's fix it. So he's not infallible, but he is a bit of a I wouldn't go so far as to say egomaniacal, but he's up there. Yeah. He's definitely headstrong. If I was to be slightly more polite about it, I guess.
Those damn dogs.
Those dogs are out there borking. Let's not talk about him. Also has really dumb hair.
Yeah, I actually like his hair.
I know you like his hair. His hair looks like leeks.
Yeah.
It's it goes straight up freaking Guile style. It is white.
Yeah, it's
closer
very
to his scalp.
90s anime
Yeah,
hair.
it's very long. It is white closer to his scalp, and it goes green toward the tips. And I think he looks real freaking goofy.
Yeah. I think he looks real great. I really like it. Dang it, these dogs are driving me crazy.
Yeah, if y'all can hear the dogs outside, we're sorry. But let's talk about Taiju, Senku's best friend. Primary focus of the first episode, goes into more Senku stuff afterwards.
The big oaf.
Yeah, Senku's the brains, this guy's the muscle, he's the brawn. He's also, I wrote here, he's loyal to a fault. He loves his friend Senku. Mm-hmm. He is down to help whatever. Senku tells him to do something. He's like, hey, you're the smart guy. I know what needs to be done. You're saying that needs to be done. I'm going to do it. I'm going to help out. He does whatever it takes. He's, I would say, a bit foolhardy. Sometimes he is willing to take risks that maybe he shouldn't. But then Senku, is always there to say, hey, no, let's do it this way or whatever. And he's also constantly in awe of Senku's knowledge, which why wouldn't he be? Senku's an absolute genius, as we see. He's a fun guy.
Yeah,
he's just a real sweetheart.
But yeah, he's also very strong, but he's one of the characters that Generally, he won't fight back unless he has to.
Yeah.
He will just take it.
Yeah. He's
He's harmless.
They make a big point of that, how he is very strong and he can deal out damage if he needs to, but he's more so focused on protecting others and being a shield.
Yeah, he's a pacifist.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. Who you want to talk about next?
Let's talk about Yuzuhira?
Yuzuriha, I believe.
Yuzuriha.
Yuzuriha.
Okay. Hey,
she is the girl we see in the first couple episodes. They manage to find her. Taiju manages to find her, and it's a really cool scene because he finds her standing underneath that tree where he left her. That tree has grown gigantic and actually kind of wrapped its way around her.
Yeah.
And is basically the reason she's been protected this whole time. Like her stone body is pristine, and they got to figure a way to break her out of that. We're specifically not saying how they break out of this stone because that's kind of a big point in the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. I will say she has these weird. So when I first watched it, I was like, "Are those headphones?" But then later, I'm like, "Well, she still has them on, so they can't be headphones. She ain't got no MP3. She ain't got no phone to plug them into." And then I think they might just be shells. I don't know. She's got these weird things on her head.
Yeah, I thought they wore headphones. Like some
Maybe
sort of headband.
they might just be like some kind of hair clips or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they look kind of goofy. But
Yeah.
it is a pretty cool look and pretty obviously like, okay, there she is. Like,
Yeah,
she's easy to
we'll
pick
kind of
out.
get into more of like the design stuff in the
Sure.
in art and animation because I think there are really cool designs.
Yeah, but she's pretty interesting. You do get to see a little bit of stuff from her. I don't know, she doesn't do a terrible lot. She kind of like helps them make stuff because she's very handy.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I mean, she kind of just gets damseled after a little bit. Like, not in like a really crazy way, but
I don't know if I totally agree with that, but
I just don't remember her doing all that much.
well, I didn't. Yeah, I think that she has more to come later.
Sure.
If that silence is weird to anybody, I promise you this is not a spoiler for her dying or anything like that.
No, God, no. That would be ridiculous.
Let's talk about Tsukasa a little bit.
Tsukasa.
We'll go through a couple more characters.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
2 or 3. There are quite a bit of characters.
There are several. Tsukasa is another student who's resurrected. I think we can go ahead and say like he ends up being like the bad guy.
Yeah, he's our antagonist. But
So that's the thing. This guy. So here's Tsukasa's deal. First of all, he is described as the strongest primate high schooler, which is a really fun way to talk about someone. Like he's strong to the point of preposterousness. The first thing we see him do is beat up a bunch of lions with his bare freaking
yeah,
hands.
he kills a lion in one punch.
He's literally one punch man for lions, which is ridiculous. But basically, this guy is incredibly strong. He's very charismatic as well, we find out, and he has some interesting points. The big conflict is that in the first couple episodes, basically Senku has said he wants to rebuild the world, the kingdom of science. He wants to rebuild the world as it was because it worked. He wants to cure everyone's stone sickness, which he has found a somewhat way to do that. And excuse me, he wants to rebuild the world as it was. Tsukasa, however, says, hey, maybe we don't. Maybe we can make it better. Like, he is very distrustful of adults. He doesn't like anything that they were doing because specifically there was like, there was all these wars and famine and greed and whatnot. We can build the world better, so he says. But then he starts breaking these statues, effectively killing people.
Yeah.
So he has some good points.
Yeah. I would say he has quite a few good points.
He's also a murderer.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he is also massacring every adult statue that he can find.
Maybe not about this guy, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting character.
Yeah,
easy to say that.
And I would say that the way they write him, like they mean for him to be charismatic and soft spoken, and it is they do a really good job at it because he's a likable character.
Oh yeah, totally.
I would say that he's definitely likable. Like he's likable to the point that you hope that there's some resolution between them.
You hope they make friends.
Yeah.
You hope he gets a redemption rather than just being the villain. But who knows?
Very good villain at that though. Like it's good.
Oh yeah, he's a very interesting person. Anything else to talk about? I mean, can we talk about much else?
I really would like to at least talk about Kohaku.
Okay. Kohaku is a character that shows up.
Yeah, she shows up after a certain thing in the series happens, and it leads into him building the Kingdom of Science. But she is she's essentially like a ninja warrior.
Yeah, she's a bad girl.
She's a very strong female character.
Incredibly powerful.
That's why I would hate to leave her out of this, because a lot of times we bring up I mean, especially you, and that's not pointing out like you're saying something bad. But, you know, like the damsel type character, she is absolutely not that.
Oh, no.
She is a very strong, excellently written female character.
Yes. So don't let me throw you off of this one when I say that Yuzuriha, who was the first female character we really interact with, I don't see her doing all that much, and she basically gets damseled. Don't let that turn you off to this one, because there are several more characters that show up, many of them female, and they do a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Kohaku is definitely one of them. She's probably my favorite of the female characters in this show. She's rad.
She looks awesome,
and
too.
she whoop a little ass.
She does whoop a little ass.
Yes. Pretty rad.
Yeah.
I don't know that we can talk about too much, because we're kind of getting into the heavy spoilers.
I want you know, people to know, like, there
is more.
Obviously,
there's
another character is going to come in. Like, it's not just going to be these 3 or 4 people.
Yes, there's more characters that show up.
If you watch the intro, you're going to know that there's more than 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, there's more people that show up, and yeah.
She's but she's an excellent character. She's one of the highlights of the show for sure.
She is very cool.
And there are actually other there are a lot of really good characters in here that I would love to get into.
You got Melonhead.
Yeah, I just don't think. Yeah, we got Two-Tone.
You got Two-Tone. You got Melonhead. You got Gold and Silver. You got you got Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You got
you got Magma.
Yeah, dude. There's some cool stuff that shows up, but we can't really talk about it. We got to spoiler it. Just check it out. It's a cool show. Anything else to talk about there, dude?
I don't
Development-wise, I would say we get quite a few arcs. Most of the development, I feel like, is focused on Senku. There is a bit for another character we haven't really talked about.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff. I don't think it's not like there's a lot of cool moments, but I don't feel like anyone got like a full big like heavy arc.
I don't think so.
A few people get their episodes.
I would say that they spread it well enough that you get. I actually really like the development of the show. For a show with like so many characters, like so many that we really couldn't go over without getting too spoilery. Every character, you feel like you know them, and even the very, very minor characters feel like they're somebody.
Yeah, totally.
And I think they do like this. That was one of my favorite things about the show. Just how well, like, you feel like, okay, I totally get who this is.
Yeah.
And then there are enough moments with each character. They manage to, a show this full of characters, they manage to shock enough moments in there where you really bond to a lot of these characters, or you have really fun moments, funny moments that you remember each one. Oh, this is them. This is how they did. Whereas there are other animes that I'm watching that it's kind of harder to follow. This one does an excellent job.
Sure.
Yeah, characters in development. I think they're really good. I actually can't think of many characters that I don't like. I can think of characters that I don't like that I'm not supposed to like. But I think there are other characters that you don't like initially, and then they do really good redemption with them.
they kind of grow on you, and some stuff happens that makes you know, kind of see it from their way and whatnot. It's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the art and animation?
It's very good.
Yeah, it's clean.
It's not it's not groundbreaking or anything.
Yeah.
I would say where this excels at is a lot of the character designs.
Yeah.
And just looking like its own unique show.
So, I'm with you there. I like pretty much all the character designs, like you said.
I know you don't like the hair.
Well, there's the hair. I wrote down, it doesn't really break any molds. It's never bad. It kind of reminded me a couple points of Demon Slayer with like the thick lines and the designs of the characters, but it doesn't have like that super smooth animation in fights like Demon Slayer did.
Right.
Like that was incredibly dynamic. This one's slightly less show, but still very good. The one thing I will say, character designs are great, but why does every single female character have these wide eyes?
I don't know. I love these eyes though.
I didn't care for them. They looked weird to me.
They got like these big. Their faces. It sets. What I like about it is that it sets Dr. Stone into like it has its own animation style.
Sure.
It is not a stereotypical style.
Sure.
Now I don't think that it is the best style that I've ever seen, but at the end of the day, like I get it. and I do like it. And there are a lot of like they do things like the teeth and gums, like they have these big teethy smiles and stuff that pop up throughout the show. And it's really cool. It's really fun to look at. The show is all around fun. The animation style, I think, what it was going for is a more fun approach. I like it a lot. Is it made in Abyss? No, but it is good.
It's fine. I just cannot get over those wide eyes.
Yeah.
They look like they're trying to escape the frame of their head. Got them Betty Boop
I don't know.
eyes.
I like it. I just like how exaggerated a whole lot of the features are. I think that's the point of it too. Like everybody has like exaggerated features.
They look like they look like they're prey animals and their eyes are on the sides of their heads.
Like
they're looking out for predators. They got them Sid the Sloth eyes. They way out
dude,
here.
They ain't got them Goldos, man.
They got them Maz Kanata looking eyes.
I think it's good. I think it's better than fine. I think it's good.
I think it's decent. I
wouldn't say that it's
those
like...
eyes weird me out. It just freaks me out because like I think of every single male character as like they look like here's an anime boy and I'm like they look fine, and then it's the female characters, they look fine but then their eyes are like whoop, and it just weirded me out. I don't know. I don't understand why they were drawn like that. It's just weird to me. I don't know. I know it's a design point obviously, but yeah, it's just strange.
Sure. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. You're not forced. You don't have to like it, but.
Got them Betty Boop eyes.
Yeah, but I mean, at the very least, you can acknowledge that it's kind of original, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, well,
way out here.
It's not that bad.
Way out.
Brandon's lying to you.
Eyes are over here by their ears.
I disagree.
Just hanging out on the sides of their head.
I disagree.
Anyway, how about the music and sound?
It's okay. I thought that it was probably the weakest point. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like terribly bad or anything.
It's okay.
It's like very average.
Yeah.
It's like music that, like whenever something triumphant happens, it's very stereotypical triumphant music. And stuff like that.
It doesn't really push any boundaries there. The opening and endings are fine. I like the second opening and ending better than the first opening and ending.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't really have much to say about it. There are a couple, you hear some singing toward the end of the show that's in English that's pretty good. That's a high point for me. I like that. Just because it was like you're literally watching this person basically perform, and it's just a very touching moment, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It was definitely the weak point, I would say. Yeah. It didn't.
Yeah,
really
I would say it's the weakest. I mean, it's serviceable. It does its job just fine. But
it works. It's fine.
It did not impress, I guess. Not even the intros and outros. Like, they were okay.
Yeah.
They were not like intolerable or anything, but I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't click with me, and I felt like that was the moment. That was kind of where they took the real easy. I hate saying easy out, but like the more typical approach.
Sure, more traditional maybe. How about a je ne sais quoi?
I think that I'll try and keep this short. I think that the show is a ton of fun. Yeah. And there are a lot of things to learn, and I love learning stuff.
They actually give you the little like, hey, this science is real at the end of the episode. Yeah. Like, hey, this is all based in real stuff. This is real stuff. Maybe avoid the acid that can kill you, but it's all real. Like, be careful.
Yeah, and it just the way that they do, like Senku trying to figure out a problem and getting help to solve this problem, finding the materials that he needs, and not everything goes right immediately, like you said. And it's just the way that they don't give up; they keep going. It's a really fun tell, and it's really inspirational to a sense,
Totally,
like
man.
Yeah, like don't quit or whatever. Because if you put your mind to something or you work together, then it leaves a really good message like that. Plus, you have the Senku mindset and the Tsukasa mindset or whatever, and then obviously those ideologies and characters are probably going to battle in the future,
clash at it.
It sets up, like, the whole show is paced so well that it sets up and makes you really excited for another season.
Sure.
And it does, you get a full 24 episodes here, and I would say that it is a very fun watch.
Yeah, It's good.
I really enjoyed it. I would highly recommend people check it out. It was pushed to the moon for a reason.
Sure. I'm with you for the most part. I say overall it's very well done. Twists and turns we get are surprising and engrossing. There are a couple moments where there's like a hey twist or ooh big reveal, and I'm like, that's a little bit far-fetched. Really, particularly in the second episode, like the way that these fools broke out of their stuff, I'm like, I feel like this fool might be a little more lucky than smart, and he's smart as hell.
Yeah.
You know? But I would say for the most part, the action is actiony, the emotional beats land. You might even learn something, as I said. I think my favorite thing about it is something that it does apart from other similar shows in like the shonen genre, which is these characters very often will refuse to accept loss. One of the first things you see when we talked about them breaking Tsukasa out and him fighting a lion. So the reason that happened is that Taiju, they were getting chased by these lions, him and Senku, and Taiju's like, hey, you run ahead. If I can't let you die. If you die, then we're screwed. You're the only one who knows how to fix everything. I'm going to hold him off and you get away. And Senku tells him, no, you're not doing that. We very often in these type of shows see someone take that heroic, sacrifice, the hero sacrifice, to throw themselves in front of something to hold them off and, hopefully everyone else can get away. This show refuses to do that, and I think that's very good. I think it's very interesting to say that human life is not firewood. We don't win by throwing ourselves away for each other. We win by everyone surviving, and that's something that comes back a couple times in this show, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really cool
message.
That
is good. That's a good point.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's a good show. Pretty fun.
One other final thing I would like to mention, I don't think I did, and I don't know how, but it has some really funny moments in here.
Oh yeah, it's very funny.
There are some good laughs.
Yeah, you get some straight up GTO faces every now and then.
Yeah,
you got some goofy little some real silly stuff.
Later on, you get a character voiced by Justin Briner, Deku.
Oh boy.
I only
watched the sub, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Oh my god, his character is freaking amazing.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me about it in the ramble, because I only watched the subtitle.
Yeah. He's silver.
Oh, okay. Fun. That's rad. But yeah, it's a pretty sweet show. Let's go ahead and get into the scores.
Yeah.
All right. So, how did you feel about the story and setting, my dude?
I gave it 2 points.
I gave it a solid 2 as well. Characters and development?
I gave it 2 points.
I went 1.5. Art and animation?
1.5.
I gave 1.5 as well. Music and sound?
1 point.
I went 1 on that one. And the je ne sais quoi?
I give it the full 2.
I gave 1.5.
I quite enjoyed the show. Like, I would recommend this to almost anybody.
I think it's worth watching. For me, I don't know. There was just a couple moments I was like, I don't know. But it didn't do it for me big time. But, I mean, that still puts me at, 7.5, I think? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, it ain't garbage. It's pretty decent. Yeah. It's quite good. I liked it.
So that's a high end most definitely for you.
Mm-hmm.
I have mine is at an 8.5. So it's in between an animmost definitely and an animazing.
Yeah.
It's somewhere right in the middle of that. I definitely would not discourage somebody from watching this. It's a good show.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait for the second season.
There is certainly, you could do a lot worse than this one, and it's quite good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think it's quite at like Demon Slayer, Vinland Saga level, but it's very good.
Yeah.
It's very, very good. And I think that about does it for this one. We enjoyed it. So check it out, maybe.
Yeah.
Our good buddies. So before we go into the ramble, we got to do all our stuff. Next week, check this one out, y'all. It's about that time. I have watched way too much anime this season. And I have thrown myself in front of the train that is the winter.
Boy.
That is the winter 2020 season. I have done the hero sacrifice I was just talking about not doing, and watched damn near every show.
Yeah.
So we're going to tell you what we think you should be checking out. Boy, oh boy. So that's going to be our what you should be watching for winter 2020. I don't know if we're going to do 2 of those, maybe 1. We'll find out.
Yeah, we're really going to have to go through and figure out which shows we want to recommend.
Yeah, man.
I do feel like there are a lot of good ones that are recommend worthy.
And you'll hear a little bit of that in this ramble when we do our what have you been watching. But yeah, that's next week. We're definitely it's going to be a good time. Check it out. Let us know what you think we should be watching and what you've been watching and what maybe we should avoid. We'd really appreciate it. For the YouTube purposes, links in the description below, obviously. Please do comment, subscribe, give us a like,
Give us
and
a like. Helps us out.
click that bell so we can ding your dong, etc., etc.
Yeah.
We'd really appreciate it.
Once again, I apologize for those dogs early in the video, dude. They were being really rambunctious.
Seems like they shut up now, so
Thank
that's
God.
good. And of course, quick shout out to our good buddy Haas for the use of our closing theme on the YouTube. That is The Buddy's Good. You can find me at Thomas Tastes Better. One more time, that's Haas. Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram for our closing theme on the YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think that about does it. We'll have the full plugs at the end of the ramble. So we're going to go ahead and bust on out of here. We really appreciate you, good buddies. Thank you so much for listening and sticking with us. And we'll see you next time. Love ya.
Love ya.